My role is as a deputy CIO, and in that, what CIOs do is CIOs are going to try and bridge between the business needs or mission needs of an organization, the opportunities that technology affords, and what's possible in a human construct through leadership. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? So what my role is to constantly stay connected with industry, other federal organizations, research organizations to see what the art of the possible is. Then I have to try and work with our team to figure out what's the art of the affordable and which of the solution sets, because there's many competing ways to do things, which one best supports the mission and an overall structure of architecture and strategy. I think there's probably three that I would name. One is culture, okay, because you have to have a culture that is innovative, agile, disciplined, many different factors, and able to adapt to that. So culture and what the federal culture is, the users, the people who will use it, they have to understand that using a government device and government information, privacy information, things like that, can't be handled like a cute app in a bar. Okay, so it's a different mindset, and they have to have that culture that will support that. Another hurdle is security. There's a lot of evil people that are doing evil things on the net, and I think right now cybercrime is surpassing all drug crime, all drug economy in the world. So cocaine, meth, heroin, all those things are being surpassed by cybercrime. So security from just a commercial, and there's hostile nation states that are investing a lot of money trying to figure out how to do in others. And we've had examples of countries whose economies were shut down, modern companies, in the Baltic states and whatnot, that were shut down by cyber attacks. And so security has to be a critical thing. And then the third issue is the economy and the budget. We are the servants of the people. We try to be especially the Marine Corps has a very austere, lean culture, but we get, when you're already a lean organization, having the budget shrunk lessens your opportunities for rolling out new technologies and new opportunities. You need to have seed corn to harvest a crop of innovation. I think a lot of the best practices in the Marine Corps are lessons learned that are coming out of our 10 years of operations. So there's a lot of lessons learned. A lot of those aren't public opportunities, but again, with the Marine Corps, we focus everything the Marine Corps does on accomplishing the mission that America's tasked us to do, which is to be a premier force in readiness, a 911 force, if you will. So one of the things that we have is we have a structured system of garnering best practices, lessons learned. It's the Marine Corps Center for Lessons Learned, for example. We gather those lessons on how we use communications, how we do command and control, a variety of areas, and apply that. So that's one venue, and for other military organizations, we share those best practices and lessons learned. Just like we study what other organizations are doing. The Army, the Air Force, the Navy, some of the joint organizations. We study what they do and apply those. So there's a lot of sharing of best practices that's going on the military side. On the business side, there's a whole alignment effort that has been started from the DoD level, and there were things going on for years where we're coming together more and more in this joint environment to share best practices and opportunities. And I think the public is going to see more of that in the future. And we're also starting to reach more and more on the interagency, and with some of the coalition partners and with NGOs. So there's even sharing that was not that prevalent 5 years ago that's occurring more. Our trade spaces of what we can do is being is going to be highly dependent on what resources were provided to do it. I mean, because there are core missions that we have to accomplish. But we are going to be looking for opportunities. I mean, the things that we're hopeful will occur is as vendors partner with the government more so that we can put the right security into commercial mobile devices, we'll be able to use those more and more. I mean, the model that I use when I talk to industry sometimes, especially one-on-one, is I've got a Casio watch that I got in 1981, right? You know, plastic, push the button, it can do my countdown timer and whatever. It was about, well, maybe it was 83. But I still have it, and I just put a new battery in it, and it's still running, and it looks beat up, but you know, I can take that 100 meters underwater, it still runs. It at the time only cost me like 20 bucks. I think they're probably five, you know, if I could get one, it'd be $5. But it's a rugged commercial device that served military purposes very, very well. And so I'm hoping that analogy will cover to mobile computing devices, that they'll make them rugged so that they'll be what we call marine proof. You can take it from 3 meters, or a meter at least, and drop it on concrete and it still will work. I don't think they're there yet. I could do that with my Casio watch, by the way. You know, that it'll be water resistant or waterproof, environmentally rugged, low energy consumption, and you know, have the needed functionality. So we're really hoping that these commercial devices, we can solve the security problem, which is the biggest issue. And you know, if we do that, we will do a service for the rest of the country, because having good security is something that you probably want in your own iPhone or your own Android or your own device, right? We really want to get the commercial market to step up to the security, the minimal security we need, and I think that'd be good for everybody.